JFK did it, Steve Jobs did it, and everyone in business should be doing this. And I'm going to show you how to do it. But what am I talking about? The power of simplicity and how to write awesome log lines that draw your audience in. G'day folks, I'm Jonathan Zock from InspireWorks and welcome to another episode of Corporate Storytellers Australia. Last week we spoke with Tamara from Essentia Communications, who told us about how the best shows have a really clear premise and how they don't diverge from that premise. And I wanted to take that conversation a bit further today. I've mentioned in past episodes how I'm a massive fan of the book Made to Stick, and I love one of their key principles, and that is simplicity. Being simple means conveying the core of an idea. They talk in their book about how a designer knows he's achieved perfection, not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. So simplicity, when describing the premise of your story, is not about writing a short soundbite, but about writing more of a proverb. And proverbs are ideas that are both short, simple, and profound. John F. Kennedy did this famously in 1961 when he said that he'd put a man on the moon and return him safely by the end of the decade.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
That comment was easy for people to understand, was memorable and profound. Steve Jobs was a master of this as well when he first launched the iPod.
You can take your whole music library with you right in your pocket.
So can you convey the core of your next story in its essence so it's easily understood and incites interest? Let's take a look at the basic formula for writing a log line. So it's when someone, the protagonist, wants something, which is the story goal, and goes after it against great odds and or obstacles, which is usually the antagonist and or the conflict. So take a look at this example from one of my favourite TV shows called Billions. As a hedge fund manager accumulates wealth and power in the world of high finance, his aggressive tactics to secure high returns cross over into illegal acts that a corrupt US attorney plans to uncover and prosecute. Be sure to include your logline underneath the title of your video on YouTube, Vimeo, or in the description of your Facebook or LinkedIn post. So remember, keep it simple, but make it memorable and profound to give your audience the best chance of making your story stand out. Steve Jobs was a master of this as well when he first launched the iPad. Not the iPad, the iPod.